Hey everyone, and welcome back to One Game at a Time, where we like to give you all the gaming news you need well under 10 minutes. So let's just get right into it.
Sounds good to me.
All right, so first up, we've got some really cool Batman news. Rocksteady Studios, the developers behind the Batman Arkham series, they're working on a brand new single-player Batman game.
Yeah, that's right.
This is coming after their 2024 Suicide Squad game. Didn't quite meet expectations. So this could be a bit of a comeback story for Rocksteady.
It definitely could be. They had some pretty significant financial losses after that Suicide Squad game. So this new Batman game could be their chance to, really get back in the good graces of fans.
For sure.
And there's no official word on when this game is going to come out or what platforms it's going to be on, but there's a lot of people speculating that it might be a launch title for the rumored Switch 2.
Interesting. A next-gen Batman game on the go. I can definitely see people being excited about that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right, well, let's move on to some Dark Souls 3 news. So you know that awesome seamless co-op mod for Elden Ring? Well, the modder behind that Luki is bringing that same magic to Dark Souls 3.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so this mod is going to get rid of all those super frustrating multiplayer limitations in Dark Souls 3. You and a friend are going to be able to, connect, seamlessly progress through the game together, even choose to face invasions as a team. And they've already released a video showing off the mod. It looks incredible.
Very cool. I mean, for anyone who's ever struggled through Dark Souls 3 with friend, I know I have, this mod is going to be a game changer.
For sure.
But, it does raise some questions about the game's difficulty. Because Dark Souls 3 is known for being notoriously difficult. And obviously playing with a friend is going to make things a little bit easier.
Right.
But I think it's also going to open up a whole new level of strategic teamwork. Imagine coordinating attacks, luring enemies into traps, exploring those really intricate levels together, and all without having to worry about, constantly getting disconnected.
Yeah, that sounds pretty awesome. All right, let's move on to some Steam news. Valve has updated their developer guidelines, and they're now specifically banning games that rely on paid advertising as their main business model.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so basically no more being forced to watch ads to unlock features or progress in a game.
Yeah.
It's something that's become super common in mobile games, but now it's not going to be allowed on Steam.
I mean, that's a pretty big change for Steam. It's always been known as a platform for premium games.
Right. And this is actually just the latest in a series of pro-consumer actions that Valve has been taking. They've also been cracking down on kernel-level anti-cheat, tightening the rules for early access games, and taking a closer look at DLC content.
Wow.
So it seems like they're really making an effort to make sure the players are having a good experience on their platform.
That's great to hear.
All right, now for some news for all you Monster Hunter fans out there. The second beta for Monster Hunter Wilds has been extended by 24 hours.
Oh, why is that?
Well, it turns out that the recent PlayStation Network outage kind of messed things up. It disrupted online play for a bunch of games, including the Wilds beta.
Ah, I see.
So Capcom decided to give players a little extra time to make up for the lost hunting hours.
Makes sense.
The extended beta is now going to run until February 17th. So if you haven't had a chance to check it out yet, now's your chance.
Awesome.
And finally, let's talk about Kingdom Come: Deliverance 2. This game has been a huge success since it launched.
It has.
It's boasting a peak concurrent player count that's more than 2.5 times higher than its predecessor.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and it seems like players are really craving these deep, system-heavy RPGs, the kind of games that really demand your attention and offer meaningful choices.
Yeah, I agree. It's kind of a resurgence of this genre, like we're seeing with Baldur's Gate 3 as well.
Right.
I think people are just tired of games that feel shallow and easy.
Yeah, maybe.
They want games that make them think, that challenge them.
For sure, and Kingdom Come: Deliverance 2 definitely does that.
It does. With its realistic medieval setting and its emphasis on, player choice and consequence, it's a really immersive and rewarding experience.
Absolutely. And I think it speaks to a larger trend that we're seeing in gaming, a desire for experiences that feel more immersive, more challenging, and ultimately more rewarding. Players want to get lost in a world, not just breeze through it.
Yeah, they want to feel like their choices actually matter.
Exactly.
And I think that's a good thing.
I do too.
It's kind of cool to see how that ties back into the new Batman game from Rocksteady. They've really built a reputation for themselves for making those really detailed and immersive worlds.
Oh, yeah, especially with the Arkham series.
Exactly.
So what do you think they could do with a new Batman game, especially if it's designed for next-gen hardware like, that rumored Switch 2?
Well, just imagine even more intricate environments, more fluid combat, maybe even some like truly groundbreaking gameplay mechanics that take advantage of all that new technology.
And what about the story? I mean, Rocksteady is really good at creating narratives that like really dive deep into Batman's mind and, his relationships with all those iconic villains.
Yeah, for sure. But, speaking of shaking things up, let's go back to that Steam ad ban for a sec.
Oh, yeah.
While it's definitely a win for players who are tired of all those ads, it also raises some questions about, what's going to happen to free-to-play games on Steam.
Yeah, I'm curious about that too. Like, are we going to see less free-to-play games overall? Or will developers just find new ways to make money from their games? Maybe even, push for more creative in-game purchases.
Yeah, it's definitely something to keep an eye on.
All right, so Capcom's decision to extend the Monster Hunter Wilds beta, I think that was a good move. It shows that they actually care about their players.
Yeah, they could have just, let the beta run its course, even with that PSN outage. But they didn't. They recognized that the outage, really impacted players, and they did something about it.
Yeah, and I mean, who doesn't love more time to hunt monsters?
That's true. That's true. So before we totally wrap things up, let's circle back to that Dark Souls 3 seamless co-op mod. I think it's more than just like a fun little addition.
What do you mean?
I think it kind of highlights a bigger trend we're seeing in gaming,
Okay.
like players wanting more control over their gaming experiences.
Right.
We're seeing so many more modding tools, community-created content, even games that are specifically designed to be modded.
Yeah, like Minecraft.
Exactly.
Or games with built-in level editors and with, technology getting better all the time. I can only imagine this is going to keep growing.
Totally agree. It's a win-win.
Yeah.
Players get more freedom to kind of do what they want with their games, and developers get to benefit from all that passion and creativity.
That's a great point.
Oh.
Well, it looks like we've covered a lot today, from
Yeah.
Batman to mods to, the future of gaming.
It's crazy how much is happening in the gaming world right now.
Yeah, and with all this new hardware on the horizon,
Oh,
things are only going to get more exciting. Well, before we say goodbye, it's important to remember that gaming offers so many different experiences.
that's true.
From those massive open-world RPGs to competitive shooters to those super unique indie games, there's really something for everyone.
And with technology getting better all the time, who knows what kind of incredible games we'll see in the future.
That's a good point. So keep those controllers charged, your keyboards ready, and your minds open. Because the world of gaming is constantly evolving, and there's always something new and exciting to discover.
Exactly.
So we'll see you next time on One Game at a Time.
So some of those perfectly like 2's and ND every exactly. It's easy to get caught up in the hype of, those big blockbuster games, but I think it's really important to make time for the indie scene as well.
For sure.
You never know what hidden gems you might find.
Well, that's about all the time we have for today. Thanks for tuning in to One Game at a Time. We'll catch you next time with more gaming news.
See ya.